A cameraman for Reuters was arrested in Ethiopia after police raided his home and confiscated his computer, phone, and other materials. The Reuters cameraman had reportedly been involved in covering fighting between government troops and rebel forces in the North Tigray region.
Here's a summary of the article.
A cameraman for Reuters was arrested in Ethiopia after police raided his home and confiscated his computer, phone, and other materials, Reuters reported Monday. In a statement, the news agency condemned the Thursday arrest and stated that 38-year-old Kumera Gemechu had not been given a reason for his detention and had been arrested in front of his wife and children. The Reuters cameraman had reportedly been involved in covering fighting between government troops and rebel forces in the North Tigray region. Advertisement. Kumera is part of a Reuters team that reports from Ethiopia in a fair, independent and unbiased way. Kumera's work demonstrates his professionalism and impartiality, and we are aware of no basis for his detention, Reuters editor-in-chief Stephen Adler said. Journalists must be allowed to report the news in the public interest without fear of harassment or harm, wherever they are. We will not rest until Kumera is freed, Adler continued. Authorities have reportedly cracked down on journalists covering the government's fighting in Tigray over the past several months, and a handful have been arrested. The Committee to Protect Journalists, which reported earlier this month that a record number of journalists were jailed worldwide in 2020, called Kumera's arrest the latest example of how press freedom is fast eroding under Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed after a short-lived hope of reform, in a statement Monday to the news agency.
This post received a score of 10,000, with an upvote ratio of 98%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
It's amazing the lengths at which Reuters goes to provide unbiased reporting. And yet, the treatment some of their journalists receive is brutal. This isn't the first time an Ethiopian Reuters correspondent has been targeted. A photographer named Tixer Negri was beaten down by 2 officers in December 16. SRC.
I had missed that earlier story. Do you have any background info as to what the 2 cases have in common? Are they just looking for intel?
2020 has been a brutal year for reporters.
Yes, we need to champion them in 2021 because they are the first ones who get attacked under authoritarian governments. We need to absolutely reject the growing influence of power-hungry authoritarianism wherever it shows.
We need to champion good journalists. Calling the majority of American news outlets journalists is a joke.
If you stay away from opinion columns, most of the major news outlets in the States are pretty damn good.
At least they have more diversity of ownership and opinion than fucking Australia does.
Nice news report on war crimes in Ethiopia you got there. Would be a shame if someone confiscated it and threw you in jail. Ethiopian police officer, probably.
Why do evil governments care so much about being exposed as evil or try to hide their war crimes? Not like there'll be any major consequences. Nothing will change, the world will keep spinning but only slightly more upset.
Bad publicity means other nations might not want to deal with them, and companies will be less inclined to trade.
Plus no tourism for the next decade.
Also the possibility of war crimes trials if the war goes against them.
Let me guess, he was filming from the wrong side of the barricades.
More like, the government's ass got owned, and he got the ownage footage.
How so? Can you elaborate?
It is the only reason why they would raid and misappropriate the pictures he might have snapped. No government will do so if they got positive coverage.
Or they could have committed war crimes.
Oh yeah, war crimes. It's probably that.
Didn't they award Ethiopia's leader a Nobel Prize? Been following this for some time. TPLF says they won't surrender. The reports coming out are really only from Reuters cause it's a war zone. He did receive a award. Humans will be humans, however. Well, he was used as a poster child for positive change and progress. Again, the situation is complex. You're correct, humans will human.
I hope he got his stuff uploaded before this happened.
He didn't.
More and more I think the Nobel Peace Prize thing should only be given posthumously to avoid embarrassment.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.